Hey everyone, this is Friedel Hakaraja Rave, and I'm here with my Geekiary News Briefs, where I quickly go over some of the stuff that happened in pop and geek culture so that, you have stuff on your radar. So, of course, I'm going to begin by talking about the latest domestic box office numbers. A whole lot of us are still trying to figure out what to do with the ongoing pandemic, and the previous week's box office showed some good results. However, this week, not so much. The new movies that opened up this week were In the Heights, Peter Rabbit 2, Runaway, The House Next Door, Meet the Blacks 2, and Queen Bees. However, In the Heights, even though it was expected to open near to $20 million, it only opened at 11 million at the domestic box office, which is very, very low, especially compared to last week's box office numbers. However, A Quiet Place 2 was able to hold on to uh, good results, and it was able to reign number one this week at the box office with a total gross of 11.6 million, even though it saw an approximately 40% change, and the total gross it now has is 108.9 million, which is very, very good considering the times that we are in. So I guess we're going to really get that part 3 or the spin-off. As far as In the Heights is concerned, there was a lot of hype surrounding this movie, especially when it came to representation and all of that stuff. However, I guess people weren't really into it. Now, some people are saying that the low numbers are because it's also available to watch on HBO Max. However, other films that were also available to watch on HBO Max, including Godzilla vs. Kong and Conjuring 3, those films were able to open higher as well. So when it comes to In the Heights, it could be that when it comes to musical films, people aren't necessarily ready right now, so there could be that factor. There's also another factor concerning the type of representation that this film has. If you look at this article by The Root, the article is Who Get Represented in the Heights, and the article is by Felice Leon, and basically the heading is Let's Talk About In the Heights and the Erasure of Dark-Skinned Afro-Latinx Folks. Lin-Manuel Miranda's hit musical is out soon, but where are all the leading dark-skinned Afro-Latinx folks? Now, I did read this article, and I do think that this article ended up presenting some interesting points. Basically, that granted the trailer and film showcased black dancers, and there were certainly black women in the hair salon, but where are the dark-skinned black Latinx folks with a storyline? After all, this film is placed in Washington Heights, New York, right? So you can see certain tweets where people are actually asking about dark-skin representation. And you know what? Again, as I said, I do think that this is a very, very interesting article. I leave the link to the article down in the comment section below. It's basically talking about, even though In the Heights is a fun, enjoyable movie, we also have to talk about the issue of colorism in Hollywood and how such a film ended up pushing back dark-skinned actors. And there are also the person Felice Leon ended up interviewing certain talent from the film, and it turns out that dark-skinned folk did audition. However, the film was like, nah, you don't necessarily fit our what we're looking for, so they ended up not hiring those said actors, which, you know what, that's an issue that Hollywood really needs to look into. It kind of reminded me of how in the New Mutants movie, when it came to portraying Sunspot, the creative team didn't go the dark-skinned route. And colorism, we all understand that colorism is an issue when it comes to Hollywood. So hopefully such discussions will help bring in some improvement. Let's see. Talking about controversy, Netflix ended up releasing the first trailer for their upcoming HeMan and the Masters of the Universe animated show, and I did watch the trailer, and as far as my opinion goes, I did think that it looked cool, but it felt like it was going to focus not only on He-Man but also the rest of the cast. And it turns out that it's basically a bait and switch, which, you know what, I'm not really sure how I feel about it. I don't necessarily like it at this moment. So it turns out that according to certain rumors, which Clownfish, a YouTube channel, Clownfish, ended up sharing. Let's read this. Netflix released an updated official synopsis for Masters of the Universe Revelation today, and it confirms that Teela will indeed become the main character. So the bait and switch is real. So here's what the description has. The war for Eternia culminates in Masters of the Universe Revelation, an innovative and action-packed animated series that picks up where the iconic characters left off decades ago. After the cataclysmic battle between HeMan and Skeletor, Eternia is fractured and the Guardians of Grayskull are scattered, and after decades of secrets tore them apart, it's up to Teela to reunite the broken band of heroes and solve the mystery of the missing Sword of Power in a race against time to restore Eternia and prevent the end of the universe. So Clownfish, from what I remember, ended up tweeting about how this upcoming show is going to focus on Teela, and it's just using the HeMan name for IP recognition. And a lot of people came at Clownfish talking about how they're just being messy, that they're lying. But it turns out that no, Clownfish was basically, I guess, telling the truth. And yeah, one of the co-hosts over on Clownfish ended up tweeting that, I mean, it could be good, and I was still giving them the benefit of the doubt. I'll give it a chance for sure. But if it turns out like we said, I want to know why we got slammed for it. So that's the main issue. That okay, if there was no truth behind the rumor or the alleged rumor, then why the heck did people attack them so much? And I do feel that if the rumor ends up being true, I really hope that Clownfish ends up getting some sort of an apology, which I doubt will happen, but it should. It should really happen, because creative sending their fans to attack people like Clownfish and other news sources, even if there are rumors, it doesn't feel right to me, because again, Clownfish made it very clear that it was just rumor, that it was just a rumor that they heard. They don't necessarily know if it's going to be real, and attacking someone over a rumor, and it wasn't even a toxic rumor. Come on, it wasn't even an evil or nasty rumor. So seeing them attack like that fit well with me, especially because I'm kind of a news reporter as well. So anyway, coming back to the controversy, Kevin Smith ended up replying, and he said that if by woke folks mean the female characters have agency, then Revelation is exactly as woke as the cartoon, to which our series is a spiritual sequel, because Teela and Evil Lynn were in every episode fighting alongside HeMan and Skeletor, and Sorceress is more powerful than all of them. And you know what? I don't have any problem with the show focusing on Teela as well. And I think that Kevin Smith and the creative team are deliberately ignoring the actual issue. The issue is that the show is being promoted as HeMan and the Masters of the Universe. People, when they look at such a title and they look at the promotional material, they immediately think that this show is going to focus on HeMan. And yeah, as far as I can tell, people actually have an issue with the bait and switch. Like, why bait and switch? Why say that the show is going to be about HeMan, but allegedly HeMan is going to disappear after 1 or 2 episodes, and the focus is going to be on Teela, which, I mean, come on. I have no issue with the show focusing on Teela. I enjoyed She-Ra as well, but yeah, the promotional team really didn't do this show any favors by making it seem that it's going to focus on HeMan and then focusing on Teela instead. And apparently, according to Kevin Smith, we can't release a synopsis for part 2 without spoiling part 1, so any synopsis out there now would only be for part 1. But our sprawling storyline is so full of twists and turns, I have yet to read any online theory about Revelation that's ever come close to guessing the actual plot. Which again, I guess he wants us to stick around for part 2, because part 2 would focus on HeMan, which, I mean, come on. The promotional team really dropped the ball when it came to promoting this show correctly. And also, there's another rumor that Teela is going to be a queer character and she's going to have a girlfriend, which, okay. I mean, I am for queer representation in media, but then again, I have also talked about how I feel that there's an issue that when it comes to female characters in a show, writers are very quick to make them part of the queer community. However, when it comes to actual male characters like HeMan himself, that's where the writers don't necessarily go forward with making the leading men be queer, because apparently, I guess, you can't be a leading man and still be seen as masculine if you are queer, which, I mean, come on. It's also something that I've seen in a lot of comic books, like Harley Quinn can be queer, Poison Ivy can be queer, Selena can be queer, Wonder Woman can be queer, but not Batman and Superman. So it's just it's in a whole other topic. But anyway, I just wanted to talk about the HeMan controversy. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the show, but I just feel that the marketing team could have handled all of this a lot better. Another Netflix controversy that I wanted to talk about is Netflix releasing this picture of the cast of the upcoming Resident Evil TV series, which isn't necessarily canon. It lives outside the game canon, and it's the TV show, the live action TV show they're creating, which will focus on Wesker's daughters, which I'm not really sure how I feel about it. Anyway, if you can look at this picture, you'll see that Wesker is going to be played by Lance Reddick, and I'm here for Lance Reddick playing Wesker, but of course it ended up causing a lot of controversy online. They were like, oh no, he doesn't look like Wesker and all of that stuff, and I'm like, it's a fictional character. Wesker's skin color doesn't necessarily change who he is as a character. So yeah, I am kind of looking forward to this show, but then again, it's going to be from Netflix. It's going to focus on young characters, and yeah, the track record when it comes to young characters in Netflix isn't the best, so I guess it's going to be very messy. And as far as I'm concerned, the Resident Evil game series has always been focusing on our heroic characters stopping the apocalypse from occurring. However, this show is going to be set in two timelines, before the apocalypse and after the zombie apocalypse, which, yeah, I'm not really interested in the after the zombie apocalypse stuff, which the films also did, but you know what? Let's see what happens. The last controversy that I want to talk about involves Billie Eilish, the Grammy Award winning young singer. So apparently, allegedly, Billie Eilish has been queer baiting her fandom because of her most recent music video, and also again allegedly her boyfriend is allegedly, I have to keep saying allegedly allegedly is homophobic, racist, and a misogynist, which, you know what, okay. And also her boyfriend is 30 years old while Billie Eilish is only 19, which is a whole other topic. So yeah, there are certain receipts online, and this is the tweet about the music video, which by Access Boxes or something past. As you guys know, she has been queer baiting in her last music video, Lost Cause, and in some of her Instagram posts, using "women love women" for money. Which, you know what, I understand where all of this annoyance is coming from, especially because we have had a history of certain singers and talent basically queer baiting in order to profit off the queer community. And seeing Billie Eilish do this, especially during Pride Month, it didn't sit well with the whole lot of the fandom. And then the tweet below this, I can't really show it online on YouTube because of policy reasons. But yeah, if you go to the tweet below this one, you'll see certain receipts which showcase how allegedly her boyfriend is basically homophobic, racist, and all of that stuff. And Billie Eilish hasn't necessarily addressed all of these things. However, her fandom is going crazy. There are people in her fandom who are like, you know what, I'm done with Billie Eilish, while there are also other people who are saying that you shouldn't blame Billie Eilish for the actions of her boyfriend, which I can kind of understand. But then again, if you are a person who is all about standing up for Black lives and queer lives and the LGBT community, then why the heck are you dating an alleged homophobic person or a racist person? Like, make it make sense. But yeah, I just wanted to share these news pieces with you. Let me know what you thought of the news that I shared down in the comment section below. If you have any opinions, I'm looking forward to reading them. And yeah, until next time, stay happy, stay safe, stay blessed. See you guys later. Bye.